Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the originals. This episode 6 of season 4. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'm really excited to jump into today's episode, to be honest, because it's kind of like the mid-season finale, which is strange. Only episode 6, but there's only 13 episodes in the season, and usually the mid-season around here starts getting really good, so it starts picking up and obviously trying to hook everybody in to come and back and watch it, obviously after the restart. So I'm excited. I feel like the next few episodes might be very, very exciting, and lots of information and lots of, like, you know, action possibly taking place, because with Marcel, well, we've seen them together, kissing, sleeping with each other. I don't know if they're together or whatnot, but it looks that way. And at the end of, obviously, the last episode, it seems like she's kind of working either against him or using him to avenge Lucien, her old, I don't even know what you'd call it, master. I don't know. She wants to try and avenge him anyway, which is, like, really fascinating. It's definitely a twist that I didn't expect, and it's really good. Now, obviously, last episode, it interested me because we wasn't really focusing much on Hope, but it was the actions of looking into the Hollow, pretty much. Klaus and Marcel both look into the blue light, didn't they? And they've both been possessed by it, and it's both making them physically see things and tell them to do things. And basically what it's telling them to do is, you go and kill Klaus, and you go and kill Marcel. And no matter how much they resist it, it's still do it. And it's posing as people that they hate, pretty much, and telling them the only way that they can get rid of them, and the way, obviously, that this will go away is if they go and kill the other person. Now, Klaus, he's seeing his dad Michael, and I thought it was really interesting. I do enjoy seeing Michael, whether it's obviously as the Hollow or Michael himself. I always enjoy seeing him. I always think he has a great episode when he comes in. He's one of them ones that he comes in, has a few episodes or whatnot, either just one makes a good impact and leaves. Obviously it wasn't Michael, but it was the shape of him, and he still made a good impact. He's pretty much kind of torturing Klaus with his own head, mental mindset, telling him to do things, telling him the only way that he can, you know, get rid of this and improve it and get rid of, obviously, the Hollow is to take out Marcel. And he was showing him visions and saying, what if next time, you know, we go after Hope? What if next time we go after Freya, your family? What are you going to do then? He tried to attack him, looked like he killed him 3 times, and then obviously when Hollow disappeared, it was just 3 innocent dead people on the floor, which obviously is mad. And it's just proper getting inside his head, making Klaus paranoid. Later on, we seen Freya come over. Klaus actually admitted as well. He was like, look, mate, I underestimated the Hollow. He's much stronger than I thought he was. He's making me see things and do things. You need to stay away from me. Freya was like, I could purify you. I've made like a little thing. Let's do it. She started doing a spell. Then she was like, oh, mate, it's embodied itself deep right into you. The only way you can actually do this is by killing Marcel. Now, earlier on in the episode, she gave him the dagger that she fashioned, obviously, by using the werewolf venom and all that she's extracted from, is it Keelan, and all the other stuff that she's been gathering over time. And she's saying, look, this is the weapon that can take Marcel down. Go over, stab him, and that's it, mate. You know, you'll be back in charge now. No more problems for us. You'll succeed in doing what the Hollows asked for you. And also, you'll rid him, and we can come back to New Orleans. Well, it turns out that this person that cleansed him or whatever and said it didn't work, it was embedded deep inside him, was the Hollow itself. Again, mate, it was a vision. It got inside his head, and he thought he was talking to Freya, and he wasn't. So he was off, mate, intent to kill Klaus. Kill Marcel. He went to the house. Marcel was there. He was there because Sonia, she brought a witch in. She was saying, look, mate, we can help you. You know, he's got these beads. All we need to do is we need to bury him inside this house. We need to, if you put them in this location, it will pretty much hold the Hollow and into this one vicinity, and it won't be anchored to yourself. Now, obviously, it turns out later on, obviously, like I said, when she was in the house, and it seems like she's working kind of for Lucien, is that maybe her plan was she needed some Marcel blood shed. That seems what it looked like. And because, obviously, Klaus is being sent there now, I'm guessing she anticipated a fight, which actually did happen. Klaus turned up, paranoid, tried to kill him. Marcel's trying to defend himself, fighting. What was really interesting is, obviously, Freya turned up. She's doing a spell. She's channeling Elijah on the outside. You know, she's trying to get inside. Obviously, the Hollow's got it locked. They managed to break through. Klaus is fighting. He's fighting. Bloodshed. What is it now? Elijah comes running in, grabs Marcel, pins him up against the wall. Klaus has got a chance now, mate. You got Michael talking to him over his shoulder, you know, do it, kill him. You could do it now. Just take him out, and that's it. He goes over, gets a knife. He's about to stab him, drops it. He's like, nah, I'm not doing it. It snaps his neck. And it just shows how much that Klaus has evolved as a character. I said it earlier on in the episode as well. I really have enjoyed that. Since Camilla's died, I think he's just his decision making, his objectiveness, the way he's looking at things, trying to do it more strategic, trying to help people, family. He was caring about Davina more, even though she's gone. gone now. They had the chance to obviously take her out and kill her to save the rest of them, and he didn't actually. He said, no, there's got to be another way. And you know what, I do think he's progressed so much, and he took Marcel out. He didn't actually do what the Hollow asked him. But what was really interesting is the Hollow actually appeared. He was like a big black cloak, glowing eyes person, and then zoomed off. Now, later on, like I said, the witch to this house, Marcel's bloodshed was there, and like vines was growing, and the witch said, mate, that's what we needed. We needed the blood. This here, right here, the thorn of this whatever plant that's growing is enough just to kill an original itself, mate. So that's well fascinating. Now we've got another weapon, a thorn, that's been made from the Hollow / Marcel's blood. That's not the White Oak Stake, which they're definitely not going to anticipate as to be a weapon to come after them that can take an original down. So I can't wait to see how this one plays out. Honestly, I cannot wait. It's so fascinating, it really is. And then we got some like little storyline with Jackson's family and how they possibly linked with the Hollow as well. Or how Jackson's granddad, he started going crazy, started drawing it in the book. You know, try and tie a few little storylines in. Really good. And then obviously we've got Keelan and Freya, mate. Looks like. I mean, I really want them to get together. Their tension is so like, it's like when we had the Clouds of Cabbage gagging for it, like, come on mate, tension. I can't wait for them to as well. Just want Freya to be happy. Me, she is literally a proper warrior doing 24/7 saving the Michelsons, as Keelan said as well, mate. I've seen you, you've not had 1 second's rest, you know, you're helping. She's like, I don't need rest, mate, I need to save my family and rest after. Well, you saved him in this episode. Have some time with Keelan, get together, have some fun, mate. I can't wait. So thanks for clicking on today's video. Hopefully guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
1953, clusters of violent rituals in 4 different locations.
Klaus killed all the people in the Vampire Diaries. Wonder if that ties into it.
What do you want?
Can we at least pretend to be civilized?
Invite me in.
Tell me where Marcel is.
Detained until we can be sure that he's free of this thing's vile influence.
And I bet you got a plan all figured out.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Well, if you're gonna help me fight this thing, you're gonna have to know what it is that you're up against. Come in before I change my mind.
We were heading out and now we're throwing a party, I see.
One that will be attended by New Orleans' most influential creatures.
Marcel's attendance would only complicate matters. Besides, I'll have my hands full weeding out those in league with the Hollow.
This thing has been haunting the city for a very long time. Before today, the only thing I knew about it was that it was a spirit, practiced some very dark magic, and it was trying desperately to get back into this world. Yeah, this is the ebb and flow of violence and tragedy. When it does bubble up, it always does so in a pattern of 4. So it reaches out and it whispers to the desperate. You think this person might be at your party?
Do you know what's interesting is that this Hollow then is not specifically Klaus and Marcel related. I kind of thought it targeted them on purpose. Now, the only thing that it's making me think is that it's tried to be doing this for time, literally time, like he's just saying. Seems to have happened like 4 times previously and been unsuccessful. I wonder why. That is a question that somebody needs to be asking. Why has it happened like 4 times and it is still not managed to anchor itself to the earth? You know, that's a massive question in my personal opinion. But also, he said that they pray at the weak, people who willing, like got nothing to lose or something, willing to listen, need hope, yeah. But then why is it going after the strongest people? Like literally, I understand it's going after the strongest people to anchor itself to the earth, but maybe that's where it's changed its strategy then. Maybe the whole time, these other times, it's gone after the weak, you know, like easy to manipulate, but they're not strong enough to actually hold them and anchor them into obviously onto the planet or whatnot, where these two, absolute beasts, you know what I mean, like, it pretty much can't die. They're the strongest people. It's changed. It's the way it's approaching it. That is interesting, but because it's happened loads of times before, I want to know why it actually hasn't succeeded.
We Michelsons do know how to party.
Do you know how long it's been since I got to dress up and drink free booze? There's a party I'm in.
Although there is one matter that needs to be addressed, so things aren't awkward.
She's like, the fuck?
Are you here to kill me?
No,
That's what you tried to do the first time we met.
The Michelsons are hosting a party with Marcel, yet no one's seen him in over 24 hours. They invited you, hoping to sell the illusion it was Marcel's idea. This might be your one chance to get him out.
Mate, she's got a full bracelet full of thorns.
I like her for what it's worth. I learned about the man who killed my parents. He was connected to the Hollow.
Violent death has a very specific energy. You could conjure up whatever there is to see, but you might not like it.
Yeah, I don't think she's doing it to be like Harry Potter when he wants to see Lily and James, you know what I mean? He's like, hey, see what life would be like. I think she's more intrigued, like, what's going on, how did it happen, if she could speak to him, who's done this, why, you know what I mean? More of that side of it. So yeah, she doesn't have a choice. And you know what, it's good play. It actually is. And Frey's well cute as well. Look at her, man. She's just staring over, watching her play darts.
Shame these lovely linens will soon be red with blood.
Violence must only be seen as a last resort. Some stealthy reconnaissance, no bloodshed.
And how do we protect Hope from all of this?
I do not wish for her to see me as a monster, but I cannot sit idly by while threats to our family go unanswered.
And should any turmoil arise, should anyone dare, let them answer to me.
I said it last episode, man. Give me a beast of Elijah.
How the mighty have fallen. How the tables have turned.
You ransacked my place.
And now that you know I have it, you know I can use it at my leisure. You can hear our merriment above. Freya assured me that you would. Her boundary spell would render you invisible to anyone outside our bloodline. You see, there are those who care about you, who would see you free. Sophia, tell me about her.
Don't worry about her. She's a mercenary.
Very much look forward to meeting her.
Tonight we celebrate an alliance between our family and Marcel Gerard. Until such a time as he graces us with his presence, let us all raise a glass and salute the glorious city.
Let this evening be a respite from past grievances and an opportunity to forge new friendship.
Oh, can he get a feel of everyone? He's going to have to touch everyone.
You know what I could really use?
Any word whatsoever of Marcel Gerard.
Bingo. You got a plan?
I'm not walking around this party shaking hands with everybody for no reason.
Did you have the weapon?
It was a nice speech, but I don't think anybody bought it.
We can find out which one of these freeloaders is working for the Hollow.
Yeah, and while I'm doing that, are you going to do anything to help the cause?
Well, they said no one can see him anyway outside their bloodline.
I can feel the energy. I was trapped in here when your parents died.
But if this can help us fight the thing that came after my daughter, then let's get it over and done with.
Might I suggest we begin before the evening ends? You can start by locating our enemies.
Shaking hands, and while I was doing that, I was taking a reading. I can take that energy and I can put it into this deck, and it's going to help us figure out who it is we're looking for.
You ready?
I want the Hollow to show.
That's they.
We can't let them find it.
We need all four of them!
You're not fighting!
Mate, who keeps thinking? I keep thinking that phrase, the Hollow Me, literally. Like, no joke. Like, when... I think that would have been a sick twist, even though, like, she's just done the magic. Like, Freya was stood there before HAYLEY was stood there, and then the camera turned around like kind of slow when it was Freya looked dark, and then it turned into Freya, and I was like, oh. And then that's why I said I kind of want the Hollow to show, like, because I just love it to be like a dark black character in the corner with just its eyes glowing. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what we didn't physically see it as a person last episode, but we just seen it as like a black figure with glowing eyes or whatnot. And then just then, like, she got that key, and then Frey stood up. Do you know what I mean? With the music in the background, and I just love it to be a twist, even though obviously it's not going to be. But taking note of what that guy said, her dad, I'm assuming, they said that they needed to take all four of them. He said something like that. Now, obviously, you got HAYLEY, the mum and the dad. That's three. Who's the fourth? You know, that, again, has intrigued me. And Klaus Better have locked that safe. I don't care what he heard, yeah. He's either took that Papa Tunde display with him, or he shut the safe. Like, literally, all he needed to do is turn it. That's it. You would never leave it open, like, so someone could take it.
Now, the cards are symbolic. They're going to help us find a common clue.
Well, a hanged man hovers above a snake in the grass.
So that means I'm going to see somebody who's in the presence of a snake. We find that person. We find the person who's aligned with the Hollow.
Who's been paying for this? For all these... For what? How old's HAYLEY? 25 years? And he's been paying for it. Andrea's nursery, mate. That's well cute, that, actually.
I think I need to do this part alone.
Well, Vincent is an expert, powerful witch, motivated to expose evil and protect his flock. He knows if this doesn't work, we'll be forced to kill everyone here. Him. Bloke by the stairs.
Yes, mate, get jealous. Get jealous.
I know Marcel. He's throwing this little party, isn't he? Where might I find him, by the way?
Perhaps he's simply avoiding you.
Vincent tells me you requested a private audience.
Because you're the High Priest of the Hollow.
Your ancestors were the only thing holding it back. I want to show you its appreciation, perhaps by letting you see your dead wife.
How many handkerchiefs does he go through? You're fuming me.
Where is he?
Am I supposed to be threatened by that monstrosity on your arm?
The thorns of a rose grown from Marcel's blood and magic of an ancient spirit. Go ahead, call my bluff. See how that works out. Even if you manage to put me down, the Hollow's followers will make sure you're dead by the end of the night.
So tell me exactly how much of this cursed rose bush is there?
Enough to kill you and your whole family.
I tell you what, very good, because he's in a position, doesn't know if she's chatting or not. And like, can you actually take that risk? You can't, can you? Like, you actually can't. Not when you know that Marcel... It would be different if Marcel wasn't currently superior to Klaus, because right now, like, because then if he was still the alpha, then he knows the White Oak's gone and he knows all this stuff. You know, and someone says, "Yeah, this can kill you." He'd be like, "Whatever's, mate. I'll take you out. You bluff him." But right now, he is the weaker of the two, and there is a possibility that it could be fashioned. So then again, does he want to risk it? Like I said, his character seems to be progressing smart and logically, and I'm going to go with that he's going to hand him over. That is what I'm going to say. I just feel like he's getting to a point where he's playing things very smart. He'll assess it and he'll be like, "Do you know what? I don't know if she's telling the truth or not, but I can't risk it. I'll let him go." But this is going to take me back to what I said last episode, is why did he reveal they've got the weapon? I don't like it. I actually hate it so much, that the fact that that is a weapon that can kill Klaus, and she's blatantly, obviously, wafting it in his face. This is the only weapon that can kill you. You know, it's fashioned from Marcel's blood. All of us have got one. The best thing to do is when you have a weapon is people don't know you've got it, and then when you need it, you use it, you strike and get everyone in shock and all in fear, and then everyone's panic stations while you're calm and collected because you've got that weapon, you know what it does. While everyone's panicking, you're in control. Now you've let it slip. He obviously knows you could have it though, and everybody could have it. All your team could have one, so you still got the upper hand. But then again, they know what they're looking for now. They would know what the weapon is. They know what to look at. So again, I dislike the fact that they tell them that they've got a weapon, and they told them that they're here to, you know what I mean? Like, I prefer surprises. Honestly, I've got one of them in my room that looks exactly the same. Is that someone's teeth?
You kill me, you'll never find Marcel.
I'm good at finding what I want.
No doubt you were willing to strike a bargain.
Fine.
Better.
Let him go, I let you live.
Then you'd suffer the wrath of your witch allies. There is another way. Expose the Hollow's ally. I'll ensure you leave here unscathed. I'll release him after the party. He'd overstayed his welcome anyway.
Wow, mate, I've got to say, yes, Freya. Yes, Freya. You just took whatever I was going to say. Get in there, mate. Look at her. She's wearing a dress. You don't usually see her doing it. Loving it, mate. She's a little bit jealous. Get the dress out. Get in there. That's exciting, mate. Right. I was getting named Keelan, right? I hope that you pay attention to her. And I mean, you're having some fun time, you know. I don't blame you. Whatever you're doing right now, you're networking. Do you know what I mean? Freya comes over. Give her all the attention she deserves, mate, because she looks fucking sick. Now, what did Klaus just say? You got me mind going there, Freya. He said something, basically, I'm the highest bidder now, right? Because somebody said that before to him. Somebody said she just works. She works for the highest bidder, and he's coming to give her an offer. Now, it seems like maybe she might just be one of these scared people, and she just cuts deals all the time because, like, you know, she's trying to get away from this person, and this one can offer her something. So it's like, right, cut them out of it and move on. And she's trying to chop and change it, but Klaus is like, but she seems like I actually really care for Marcel. And, you know, he's just said then, give me the weapons, I'll take it. I'll go after tell me who's working for the Hollow, I'll go and take them out. I'll take the Hollow out. Want Marcel? Fine, I'll give you him as well. You can leave. I won't kill you. I won't kill him. He's overstayed his welcome anyway. I'm really interested. Again, this is what I'm talking about progression in characters. Now, I'm saying progression, and then he's going to flip it, right? It's going to be the same old Klaus and be a savage a bit. But I'm hoping that he progresses forward and Elijah becomes a savage. Because then roles would be switched, wouldn't they? Because Elijah's usually cool and calm and smart, and now Klaus is being it.
Elijah's up there. He's probably cutting a deal or killing somebody. Either way, We really ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm here right now because there's something that's hurting kids in my city. And the second that it is gone, I'm gonna make sure that you're gone too.
And I regret the cost.
Try to justify what it did.
And you, Vincent, well, your battle's been free of casualties. We only answer to ourselves.
You probably tell yourself that because you haven't got anybody else.
Oh, he's trying to deep it.
He seems nice. Want me to break his legs?
Yeah.
The Hollow has lain dormant for a long time and needs to feed. Channeled by the death of someone like you. But it needn't feed on you. Marcel Gerard will do nicely.
Oh, check that, mate.
But in the meantime, I'll take Vincent to show of good faith.
If I betray Vincent, the Covens will declare war on my family.
And your family will be spared.
I feel like this guy might die, of course.
What do you say, Elijah?
Do you know, Keelan better not be working with these as well. I'm getting excited for her, but then it's scaring me.
I thought the Hollow was gonna give me all sorts of power, and it ended up taking away everything that I've ever loved. It took away my family. I hate Klaus Michelson more than any of them. And I'm willing to stand beside him against that thing that you call your master.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
These are uncommon times, and they call for uncommon mercies.
Forsake the Hollow, or die by its side.
I grew up on a Viking farm. I'm familiar with the scent of fertilizer. I won't ask you again. What does it want?
Why freedom?
And in what fairy tale do you think that I would allow that?
Insult us further, we will take your entire family. The Hollow will not be stopped.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an errand boy of the Hollow.
Absolutely love it, mate. Guy's not bothered, mate. He's literally doing like... He's played an alpha card there. He's put it all on the line. He's shown every single person that he's not messing. Dead body, dropped off the edge, killed him in front of everyone, you know? But he did say, this is the guy who's working for the people that's robbing all your kids, mate. That's pretty much what he said. So if I was down there, I'd be like, get in there, Elijah. But I understand how people react differently. But in terms of, in real life, obviously, if you've seen someone like rip someone's heart off and throw him off a building, you'd be like, oh, mad guy, mate, get me away from him. But in the terms of this show, when you know these vampires, pretty much every single person in that building is probably supernatural. It's not shocking at all. You probably see that on the daily. And knowing that someone's coming and robbing kids, you'd be happy that he's getting tucked away.
Where is he?
He's tucked away, safe and sound. At least until we've dealt with the Hollow. Tell me, do you hate me on general principle, or was it something I said?
500 years ago, a Russian village named Kalach. Big happy family, outdoor wedding feast. I returned to see you feeding on my sister. I hid and watched what you did.
Well, I'm terribly sorry.
Okay, it's fine.
Still, I'm glad I confiscated all your weapons.
I've hated you a lot longer than I've known Marcel.
That was a really good count, actually.
It's a hell of a show you put on tonight, Elijah. So am I supposed to thank you?
This enemy is a dark force, can't be bargained or reasoned with. I don't bargain. And I'm done with reason. What about you?
This was one of those situations where this wasn't a request. You know, this was a statement that you're going to be on my side.
Not exactly what I expected when I invited you to the party.
Made my own life. Took a while, but I did it. So can you, you know. I was just hoping to have some fun.
I know a great jazz bar.
I'd say fuck going out, mate.
Of course, you'd enter in the creepiest way possible. Again, the place smelled like sandalwood. My friend, Davina, she taught me if you smell that, chances are something's cloaked. Marcel's down there.
Smart. I want to know, why does she hardcore want him? Like, literally, she is definitely working for the Hollow. I think that she wants Marcel dead. That's what I'm saying. Like, she hardcore wants him, but like, you can't be in love with somebody that hardcore when you don't really know them that much. But we have jumped 5 years though, haven't we? So maybe that's just me visually from last season to this season thinking that they don't really know each other that well, but they might have been together they could have been together for 5 years, so then I would definitely be wrong in that aspect. But I feel like she's really hardcore getting him, like real bad. And you know, again, that's interesting. It's like Aya with the Strix, proper into it.
Did you retrieve all of the weapons?
Let's confirm with Dominic. Oh, wait, we can't. His corpse is currently burning in a dumpster.
This thing wants to be reborn. This morning, Vincent said that whenever it resurfaces, it does so in 4 distinct locations. I can't tell why.
My parents were killed protecting this from one of the Hollow's followers.
Dominic said that he had found something here.
Dominic's death was a distraction.
They used our own deception against us.
Very clever. I've got to say, I'm not mad at Klaus because he did lock the safe. He did lock it. So either somebody's there watching him or somebody knows it. Well, obviously somebody's got in there. I'm saying it's Keelan. I'm saying it, man. I'm calling it now. Like, she got in the safe in Marcel. The reason why I'm thinking that is she got in the safe in Marcel's house, and Freya couldn't get in there, not even with a spell. Yeah, and now somebody's got in a safe in here. She was invited by Freya. She wasn't invited by anybody else, so she's not going to raise any questions. Why are you here? You didn't get an invite. Do you know what I mean? Like, when she come, Sonia, I keep calling Sonia, Sophia, or whatever. Literally, I keep forgetting it. When she come, they said, mate, you know, you look pretty good considering you didn't have an invite. Well, I'm Marcel's friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's co-host, yeah. I'm here for him. But she was there for Freya. But again, I'm just making it up. But that's what I'm saying. They've got people all over the city, so why not be somebody that they've infiltrated part of the group already? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm going with. I'm not saying I'm going to be right, but I am saying that it would be a good twist. And now saying it out loud, it would make sense. It fits. It actually fits. It really does. So I'm excited. And I'm absolutely devastated as well if I am right, because I wanted Freya to be really happy, and now there's a possibility that she's being used, and that's gutting. But there's a long way to go, mate. Episode 6, we've got Pure More left, 7. Can't wait. So, let's see how it goes. And that is going to wrap up today's video. Thanks so much for clicking on today's episode and watching through it. It's been another good one. I mean, what I've just said at the end there with Keelan and Freya, imagine that was true. Like, obviously, sometimes you're just talking, you see things, pops in your head, you just got to get it out there. And then, obviously, sometimes it's nonsense, sometimes you're like, onto a winner. And, like, now I've said it, I kind of feel like it does kind of fit. Makes sense. We dropped it in once. Somebody's already got into a safe. We didn't know how. Literally, we did not raise how did you get into Marcel's safe. It didn't get asked that. Boom. It's happened here. Who would have been walking around the Michelson's house where nobody was looking and like, you know, like, what's going on? So again, very interesting. And what better way to infiltrate with a family member that's not going to raise no questions? I think that it would be such a good twist. But then again, I don't know, because I'm just really happy for Freya. Actually, I'm like, look how cute she is, mate. She's like a little girl, like at Christmas, mate. She's got somebody there. She's dressed up, mate. She's dressed up in a dress. Like, she looks so good as well. Usually, she's just dominating for her family, and yeah, she made an effort. She got a little bit jealous seeing her like mingling with the other people. She went up, made an effort, come down, looked amazing again. To be honest, I think Freya is like really good looking, to be honest. Just in general, whatever she wears, dress, whatnot, like, just she's a nice person as well. You know what I mean? She seems like a real nice person. So you've got the looks and you've got the personality and you've got the badass witch as well. All three of them come together, you're onto an absolute winner. So I hope that she's not being used, honestly, because she's sick. And you know, I was saying Vincent, again, do you not think he's an interesting one? I've said it multiple times over the last season and this one, that he goes against the Michelsons, but he's never really on their bad side, because he's like so useful. So like, he's openly dislike you, and he does stuff to like get rid of them. He's even saying it to Freya as well, mate. As soon as it's done, mate, getting you out. It was with Klaus. I hate vampires. I hate this guy. He's the worst guy I've ever met in my life. But I don't like the Hollows, so I'm teaming up with him. Klaus is smiling. It's a compliment. You know what I mean? But again, like, he's working with them. And he's done loads of stuff, actually, that most people would die for against the Michelsons. But because he's so useful and he helps everybody. And he's one of them ones where, like, they kind of like him. I think he kind of likes them as well, but then he also dislikes what they stand for. It's one of those, like, don't mind him, but they peck his head. Then he's just like a love-hate kind of thing. And what episode he's working with, like I said, working against Michelson's, next episode is working with them. And I do think it is very interesting. Now, I love the fact how Elijah's kind of turning into Klaus. And Klaus is kind of turning into Elijah. Mate, you're not being strategic, mate. We didn't need to kill him, you know. And he's like, I'm doing this for Hope, and Klaus is like, this is why I'm doing it as well, mate. I'm doing it for Hope. I'm going to have to intervene. So it's interesting. You get, Elijah's trying to save Klaus from doing stuff so that Hope sees him and gets a different vision of him. But what about his vision? You know what I mean? What about his relationship with HAYLEY? How, you know, because he's going to be in her life just as much as Klaus is if he's with her mum. Do you know what I mean? So like, he's not thinking of that side as well. But I am liking it. I'm liking the Elijah that we're getting, and I'm liking the ruthlessness that is being shown on display. Now, in terms of Josh going down and finding Marcel, I thought it was strange that no one's seen him walking around, but I thought it was really good how he used previous information, which I didn't know. Obviously, it's new to me now. I can't remember what he said as well, the exact wording, but basically he was saying I smelt something, and because I was friends with Davina, I've learned that if you smell that stuff, something's cloaked around here. That is very clever. This is the first time I've heard that be used, and again, it is really, really clever. So I'm excited to see how they go in. Maybe did he go in and try and rescue Marcel, or did he just leave him and just know that he's in that location? Now, Klaus has got these thorns, which I was saying, she was silly to go and say, yeah, here they are, and just display them to him, and then he kind of like mess with her head, or like he give her a better deal, or do you know what I mean? He infiltrated like a proposal, and she accepted it, and she handed over her weapons, and then he didn't fulfill his side because he didn't give Marcel back, and he was saying, not until I know that the hollow's gone, which is understandable, but then again, from her perspective, how do you know that once it's gone, you're going to live up to your word anyway? And then she gave a good story how Klaus, back 500 years ago, she's 500 years old, so that is really old, like killed all the family at a wedding. So again, that is fascinating. Her acting was good. Her eyes was like well crying. Klaus looked like he was kind of sorry as well, which I thought was really interesting. I just like the episode in general. I mean, HAYLEY getting flashbacks of her parents and like finding some information in this teeth of this hollow or whatever's. Now, obviously, Elijah's killed this guy, but it was a distraction for someone else to get one of the bones. So I did say it's 4 bones. They've got one. HAYLEY's got one. There's 2 more. Whose are there? Where are they? And we've not even used Hope again. She's not even been in this episode, so it's like it's mad how she kind of was the reason why they got here to New Orleans, and now since her and Klaus have been possessed, we've not used her once at all. I thought that the Hollow might have gone after her again, but no, it hasn't. It asked for Marcel, didn't it? So I mean, that's interesting. But again, I thought it was a good episode. I think this has been, I think this season has been lots of info, not like high action. I do think last season was better, to be honest. I think last season was the best season that we've had in general. Like every episode, I was like, wow, man, I gotta watch the next one. Like, that's how good it was, because I thought that he introduced loads of characters, and it was like, I just loved the fact that he was given a backstory and a present, and I was trying to connect all the dots. Who's this? Who's that? Who's the baddie? Whatnot. And I just thought it was dead fast paced. This one's more of a step back and like lots of info, which I don't mind. I've said it multiple times. I used to love The Walking Dead in terms of the fact that it was high action, but then the episodes that wasn't high action, many people disliked it, but I thought that it was good because it was lots of information building. Like it was like, as long as loads of stuff are being fed to me and I can understand it, it's connecting with the story, I'm interested. And again, that's what we're doing here. We're just feeding me loads of info, trying to connect all the dots. Who's this? Who's that? Who's the bones? Is she bad? Is like is Freya being used? All this stuff, because it gets my mind ticking. I'll come out of it with good information and good questions being asked. So I can't wait to see the next one. So thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash like. Really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.